Ho! J-Bot back for another video, and as you can see from the title, today's video is my finally completed He-Man and She-Ra DVD overview. So as you can see, this is my collection, and as far as I'm concerned, if you're on a budget, the most cost-effective way of getting the complete collection. At least when I've got it, it has been it. Depending when you're watching this video, prices may have changed, and I'm doing my best to give you a sort of idea of prices and stuff where I can. Badly timed, I know this is. I've forgotten one part of my setup. Not a problem though. But as you can see, the DVDs in front of me. You have, if I can do two things at once. Starting from my right, you'll have the I can concentrate now. Right, starting from here, you've got the He-Man and She-Ra Secrets of the Sword, which is the film. Now, this is the Region 2 version of it. If you're in the US and you're watching this, this was actually released in the US and Canada as the Best of She-Ra by BCI Eclipse. Just so you know, if you do see anywhere a version of it that is He-Man, She-Ra, The Secrets of the Sword, that is in fact the one disc edition that is bare bones, because I believe there was a version of that in Region 1 as well that I believe BCI Eclipse brought out as well. You've also got here the Region 2 version of the He-Man She-Ra Christmas Special, and this is actually the later version of it, because it was released previously along with the one disc edition of She-Ra in Region 2 back in about 2004 by a different company that I'll get onto in a minute. Then you have the Masters of the Universe live action film. You then have the 2002 He-Man series, and you have the New Adventures of He-Man here, complete series of She-Ra, and complete series of He-Man and Masters of the Universe, the original one. And these two are the Region 2 versions of 2/3 of Series 1. Now, over in the UK, all we got was Season 1 in 9 volumes. He-Man wise, anyway. I only got these 2 volumes because they were the easier two to get, either as box sets like I've done or individual. The third one wasn't readily available as individual volumes or as just the 3-volume set. I believe they were exclusives to either Amazon or more likely Asda, something like that, but they weren't easily available. They were more easily available as the big Season 1 box set that I believe was actually in a HMV exclusive. I may be wrong about that, which now goes, well, even they were trying to sell it for 50 quid, and it goes for about 100 now, 70 to 90 quid now. But that's all we got of Masters of the Universe, released by a just get the name for you, a company called Contender Entertainment Group, who later became Contender Home Entertainment, and basically they had several different companies, and they've now, I'm not sure which ones are still around and which aren't, but these box sets were released when they changed to Contender Home Entertainment, or at least the second one was, even though they're still the actual DVDs in the box have still got Entertainment Group on them, which I believe no longer exists. Interesting enough, though, we actually got He-Man for the US and Canada, and most of Europe and Australia, actually. The rest of the world didn't get the Masters of the Universe until the people that owned the rights to He-Man and She-Ra, a company called, its US company is called Right Entertainment. Its UK company is called Classic Media, and they've merged into one now and are just Classic Media. So, yeah, Classic Media, the UK part of it, own the rights, basically. And they licensed the rights to BCI Eclipse Stroke Ink and Paint to release the He-Man and She-Ra sets in America, Australia, and Canada. And that's where you get the big Uber 7-volume set with the, you can see part of it here, the spine making up the big picture on the spines. In the rest of Europe and other places, they basically re-released the BCI Eclipse in one form or another versions through different companies. Like with Australia, it was a company called, or their initials are KVH, I think it is. I don't know what it is in German, but they released a version of it. But however, theirs was only the original He-Man and She-Ra. They never got rights to. No one else has ever got the rights to He-Man, the New Adventures of He-Man. Strangely. And I believe theirs was on 5 volumes as opposed to, well, it would have been 7 without the New Adventures of He-Man, for whatever reason. And that would have been, it's actually the same with Portugal as well, would you believe, which is region 1. So yeah, there's ways of means of getting the BCI Eclipse stuff on region 2, but they are really expensive now. I mean, these sets, for someone in the UK or outside of America and Canada to get, they've never been cheap to get, unfortunately, because they've not been at retail where they've got reduced to $10 or whatever when BCI Eclipse went bust. They just went straight to collector's prices over here, unless you got lucky. Now I've lost my train of thought. Bollocks. Yeah, so I've gone with She-Ra. We didn't get any sort of She-Ra bar the film and the few episodes that were on as extras. We didn't actually get any of the She-Ra series until after BCI Eclipse went bust in 2009, and what we got was, I don't know if you can see that. Oh yes, you can. That is season 1, volume 1. And yes, it's the same as the BCI Eclipse set, except it's a smaller set. Doesn't have the bit on the front. There's no extras on there at all. It was an HMV exclusive, so it was quite expensive. And Classic Media themselves released that. Pardon me. But never released the rest of it over here. In France, they released both volumes, so they had the complete series of complete season 1 anyway, but there was no English language option on those DVDs. The German ones, some of them are the only ones that have got English track on the language track on them. I do know of one other She-Ra complete series set. I don't know. It's got a similar cover to the BCI stuff. I don't know. It's German, but I don't know what if it exists because I've only seen it on eBay for about 70 quid. And I really don't know if it's got any of the extras on it, which is kind of the important thing. Because unfortunately, when BCI went under, the only other way to get She-Ra complete series was through a version that I've recently got, 40 quid, released by Classic Media. They licensed the rights for He-Man to Mill Creek, but they didn't with She-Ra or with that. So you've got this 25th anniversary set, which has got some stickers with it and a T-shirt print, bare bones, to mark the 25th anniversary. Which I, as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit of a slap in the face, because it's not as if they couldn't get hold of the extras. I'm sure they must have access to the master DVDs that were made for the set. If Mill Creek could get hold of them, and various other companies in Europe that have just released those copies, I'm sure they could have. So there's no real excuse for that. However, at least it's a complete series, and you never know, maybe they'll do the right thing and get Mill Creek to do the proper job. Now, going back to Mill Creek, they got the license in 2000, end of 2009, 2010, I believe. Yeah, I was having to think for a minute. And they released He-Man and She-Ra, not She-Ra, sorry, He-Man Masters of the Universe as a 2-volume series set. You have season 1 and you have season 2, and they're awesome. They're done cheap. I mean, that's how Mill Creek do it. They're in the usual black sleeves, and of course with their older discs they were double-sided discs, but these aren't. They've learned from that. But they're still awesome. They have the B-side Eclipse stuff on them, the extras. They also released He-Man Masters of the Universe, the 2002 version. However, it doesn't have all the extras on it for one reason or another. It seems to be missing a audio commentary, and it might possibly be missing a documentary, but I can't. I'm not entirely sure of that. But it's a very good set, very cheap. When buying these, it all depends on your budget, because you can still get the BCI Eclipse stuff, but it's really expensive. As of now, they can be anything from, if you're lucky, 15-20 quid, but that's very rare. I've only seen She-Ra Season 1 Volume 1 for 15 quid. Basically, you're looking at anything up from 20 to 100 quid a volume. Collector's prices here. I do know the 2002 stuff is a bit cheaper, especially if you buy it direct from America, like Amazon.com. But again, you have, I know, I did that with that, you have enormous postage prices. No, it wasn't with that, it was with another set that I've got, the Ghostbusters one. Whoops, but yeah. Anything else I need to say? Oh, if you're wondering, you think you've heard the name Classic Media before, over here they basically release a lot of preschool DVDs. They have the rights to Fireman Sam and Postman Pat and a few others. So they primarily release them. And a lot of this stuff, like I said, before Classic Media merged, Right Entertainment, their American part of the company, or predecessor, I believe it was his predecessor. God, this is the third take, and this bit of information's confused the fuck out of me more than once. Because some of this is Right Entertainment. And I know Right Entertainment is American, but Classic Media is UK now. It's a UK company. That's what their UK company was called, and they're now all Classic Media. Oh god, that's confusing. But anyway, their American part released a lot of the He-Man DVDs over the release to start with. Things like that, the Secret of the Sword, which also has documentaries in it. So you'll still get the origin of She-Ra. So how they made it, sort of thing. It's just the documentaries that were in the set you'll miss, the original set. God, I'm rambling. As for He-Man, the New Adventures of He-Man, no one else has released it, unfortunately. but you may still be able to get these cheap. I got them for a total of 28 quid, I think, something like that. Because it's a right place at the right time. But you know, you might get lucky. If you really want this set, you know, you will go out there and you will find it. And I think that is everything. I missed anything. No, I don't think I have, or have I? Oh, Australia, who basically re-released the BCI Eclipse set. I'm not sure if they had He-Man, New Adventures of He-Man. I do know that they're in the process of re-releasing complete series sets of He-Man and She-Ra, because there's what they did have out. I've gone out of print. That's a lot of information, isn't it? That's what I did forget. Right, if you're wondering why, if you've got that on Region 1, would you want to keep the Region 2s? The Region 2 ones have fan commentaries on them, which are awesome, and that's why they're so collectible. Because BCI Clips didn't have them or didn't use them. So that's reason to keep hold of them, and if you can get the third one, more power to you. I will keep my eye out for it, but to be honest, I've only at the moment seen Volume 7 for £2, mind you, but I've not seen the other two, and I'm kind of on the fence whether to buy that or wait and see if I can pick up the full thing. We will see. Anyway, that is it for this video. Finally. Third take in the last 2 days. I will be back with another video soon. I hope you've enjoyed this DVD review, and many to come, and hopefully the more I do, probably the better and easier they will be. But thank you for watching, and ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now.